Rohit, it is 11 a.m. So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and the legal luminaries present over here, I welcome you all on the behalf of Mangalayatan University. We have started webinars on job opportunities in various domains. We started with management, engineering, then pharmaceutical sciences, biotechnological and life sciences department, and thus we have completed lot of webinars on every Friday starting last month, and it will last till next September. I mean, coming September, when we are going to take after agriculture, then all will come together and they will present what are the job opportunities in various domains. So today we have the webinar on job opportunities in law and legal system around the world after COVID 2019. Everybody knows that COVID has posted us into disruptive era. Now, which kind of skills students and faculty and the legal luminaries are present here? Which skills are going to make them job ready after COVID 2019? Some, there are certain faculty in domains like biotechnology where the jobs have increased. So has it happened in legal field as well? That we'll try to know. We'll try to know what are the job opportunities, courts, then file a patent while preparing the patent, then other jobs like working in some company or starting your own advocate firm. Very many field we are going to discuss. Okay, so let us start with our HOD, the head of the institution of law, Dr. in Mangalayatan University, Dr. Hyder Ali. Just let me introduce in two liners. He is PhD in law and he heads our law department at Mangalayatan University. So let us listen to him. What are the, what he is expecting from this webinar, and what are the job opportunities in legal field, and what he is expecting from the webinar. So over to you, Dr. Hyder Ali. Please, the dais is yours.
Sing is logging meeting में चलता ही है meeting. क्या?
हैदर अली साहब, आपका माइक्रोफोन ऑन नहीं है.
Ali sir, unmute yourself.
Ali sir,
Unmute.
हाँ प्लीज हो गया प्लीज go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, good morning to all and welcome. Today, ILSR is organized a international webinar on legal opportunities in law. In this regard, there are a plethora of opportunities for law graduates. One can either practice as an advocate in a court of law or work with corporate firms. By clearing exams conducted by the Public Service Commission, a law graduate can become a judge. After gaining experience, a law graduate can hope to become Solicitor General, a public prosecutor, or to government department and ministries. One can also work as a legal advisor for various organizations, teaching colleges, working with NGOs, and a reporter for newspaper and television. So therefore, a lot of opportunities in legal fields after completing the graduation with or LLM and PhD, and after the PhD and LLM, the law students can interested in teaching, go in teaching, and after completing DLLB and LLB, go in practices like criminal law, civil litigation law, legal analysis, document drafting lawyers, legal journalists, legal advisors, government lawyers, and judges. So, now, sir, our request, our first speaker, Honorable uh, Professor Dr. Salim Akhtar sir is our mentor, guide, and teacher, and all. Professor Salim Akhtar is a scholar of law and
Hello.
has held the coveted position of dean three times and has served as senior faculty of Legal Muslim University. He specialized in IPR, intellectual property rights, and obtained other specialization in family laws, labor laws, and research methodology. He has authored three books and published about 40 research papers in leading journals in India and abroad. He has distinguished contribution towards research and supervision of PhD thesis and LLM dissertation. He has been associated with many learned academic bodies like Board of Studies, etc., etc. He has participated in more than 80 seminars, conferences, symposiums, workshops, and conventions, contributing several research oriented papers and delivered more than 50 invited lectures on burning legal issues from time to time in different state and central universities in India. He has supervised more than 26 PhD theses in law on different legal topics. He has he is one of the 100 legal luminaries in India, published by LexisNexis publication, and selected 10 professors like Professor Madhav Manan, Professor Ayan Mitra, and Professor Ranveer Singh. That's why Salim Akhtar is present with us, and he contribute our own experiences for the joining this webinar for the students and legal scholars. So over to Professor Dr. Salim Akhtar sir. Hello, Salim sir.
Yeah, Salim Akhtar sir, please.
Sir, unmute yourself first.
Salim sir.
Salim sir, you are
So,
muted right now.
yeah, by the time Salim Akhtar sir comes, I hope you know he's one among the 100 luminaries. 2015-16, he was selected as one of the 100 luminaries in India, like Professor Madhav Menon, Ayan Mitra, Ranveer Singh, and all. And so we are going to listen from one of the 100 luminaries of law. Sir, Salim Akhtar sir, please let us start, sir. आपका फोन ऑन नहीं है सर. आपला माइक्रोफोन ऑन नहीं है सर.
सर सलीम सर.
सलीम सर,
आप सुन पा रहे हैं सर?
माइक्रोफोन ऑन नहीं है. No worries, sir. We understand. बोल दिया.
Mayuri Gupta, please do not start presentation, okay?
Mayuri Gupta, बेटा. हाँ.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir. Welcome, Keshav Goyal ji.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
You listen me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
have.
sir. Yes, sir. You are.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Yeah. Heather,
Yes, sir.
first I congratulate to you to organize a seminar on this important topic. Today's this topic is very relevant, particularly in the coronavirus period.
Yes, sir.
COVID-19. So, I thankful to all the organizing members of this webinar.
Thank you very much,
So,
sir. Sir,
so
just
the
wait.
first,
May I request, sir, just
the
wait. May I
topic is
request
very
all the
relevant,
judges of
particularly
the
the opportunities
your
in legal
conference?
profession. I use the term legal profession, not
Yes,
a
sir.
academic, but the legal profession. How the importance of this legal profession in 21st century. If I come back to 16, 1960 or 70s, so 2 years degree, and then to 3 years degree, now then to 5 years degree. I was the founder member of this committee, the 5 years course.
Great,
So
great.
during the discussion with Madhav Menon and the Professor Bakshi, the first thing is the what opportunities available to the law students in India. So I divided into two groups. The first is academic and the second is administrative. In
Okay.
academic, we have opportunity, lot of opportunities, particularly after the growth of the private institutions. So the law students has an opportunity, particularly after getting the LLM degree and then NET and then PhD degree. The UGC from time to time has changed the minimum qualification of the teachers. This is the drawback of the law students. Now come to the administrative. In administration, again divided into two groups. Number one is legal, justice, judiciary, and the other is administrative post. So judiciary is one of the opportunity to the law students, particularly the women candidates. Every state has a 20% reservation for female students, even after the general reservations. So the opportunity, lot of opportunities available to the law students, particularly in the field of judiciary, in the field of IAS administrative services, B class services, and they come to the legal profession. Now, you think that the law profession just like a medical profession. Now, in 21st century, every patient wants to be a that he will see by a specialized persons. So now we start the in a specialization periods. So specialization in 1960, there are three specialization were available: criminal, civil, and revenue. Not the other specialization. Now in 21st century, we have a civil, criminal, revenue, and the IPR, and this space law, and the cyber law, and the number of opportunities available to the law students after getting the law degree. They come to either the specialization areas or the civil areas or the criminal areas or the other areas. So in 21st century, the law students has the opportunity to choose his profession by his choice. Choice means his interest, whether he has the interest or not in his profession. Now, after the growth of these private institutions, number of students has taken a number of students have taken a admission in law. Why? The question is, law has protect the interest of a general public. The lawyer has protected interest of the general public, particularly his clients. He is very serious about his client. Today, if you collect the data in our parliament, 75% MPs belongs to the law profession. 75%. So the law profession, not just like for the purpose of the earning the money, but the main object of the law profession is to protect the interest of the society, to protect the interest of the litigant, to protect the rights of the women, to protect the rights of the victims. So the law is a very wide profession. And in 21st century, the belongs to the law profession after the medical. They are, for example, in case of USA, law profession is one of the most important profession in the USA. The same in India. If you see there is no limit to earning the money in law profession. There is no limit. If you are serious about the law profession, you can earn lot of money. Only the in law profession, the lawyer has taken a 16 lakhs in one hearings. Only in law profession, not the other professions. So the money is not a problem. हो गया.
Sir, you carry on, sir. Jitendra Pathak ji,
Money is
आपका
not a
please
problem.
continue.
Money is not a problem. The problem is how we can produce the lawyer. Quality lawyers or not. This is the duty of the private institutions to produce the quality lawyers, quality professional lawyers, as well as the quality teachers. This is our aim and the goal. So our goal is, Mr. Hyder, Dr. Hyder, to produce a good teachers, a good lawyers,
Okay.
a good professionals. So this is our duty. So the today's your topic is relevant to in today's. Okay. So now the problem is the our one of my friend is in Harvard. He classified the lawyers into two categories: the Bulgarian and the German Shepherd dog and the Pomerian. He said the Pomerian are the civil lawyers and the bulldog is a criminal lawyer. These are the classification of my friend Robert and
sir,
Robert. He
उसमें
is
टाइगर
in
और लायन नहीं है क्या? उसमें
uh,
टाइगर
no, but,
लायन शार्क और
but
वैसे नहीं
today's
क्या?
this classification is not relevant because every client wants to be a specialized person,
Yeah.
specialized lawyers. My son he did his LLB from AMU, but now he's practicing in NHI,
Yeah.
National Highway, and the arbitration. And these are the some specialized areas in which there is a need of the lawyers. Now my question is why the India has failed to win the case is Banswati case because we have no lawyer, patent lawyers. Our case, our case fight by the American lawyers. So he has protected the American interest.
Okay.
So now today's there is a need of specialized lawyers and specialized professionals and
Okay.
specialized teachers also.
Yes, sir.
So
Right, sir.
these words I again request to the Hyder Ali because I was also a director of the Mangalayatan University
Yeah, no, sir.
in law.
Yeah.
Now they still I have not resigned from that post.
Yes, sir.
So my question is, or my request is, being a very esteemed university, particularly in UP, so our duty is to produce the quality lawyers. If we
Yes,
produce
sir.
the quality lawyers and the quality teachers, so we have served to the nation. These words, I am thankful to Vice Chancellor and the Pro Vice Chancellor and the Registrar and all the organized members of this webinar.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, sir. You are welcome. You are welcome. So let me revise few of the things that he has taken.
Yeah?
Lawyer legal profession has protected law, rights, and interest of general public. This was the star sentence you can say. That
No,
is
no,
protected.
my first sentence was to the duty of the lawyers is to protect the society, to
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
protect the weaker section of the
Yes.
society,
Yes.
to
Yes.
protect the women, to
Yes.
protect the everyone. Law profession,
Yes, that was the
one.
that was the star sentence. Then you find the pointed out the differences between academic and administrative
There
kind
is
of.
a difference between academic and the
That
practical
was,
law.
yeah, that was the
So the law,
point of.
no, no, no. If you see the law in action in the
Yes, yes, yes,
context, the law
yes,
in action, the social legal studies, particularly
yes,
the you collect the data and the other things and analyze that in the eyes of particularly the relating to the statutory provisions.
yes, sir,
So
yes,
it is 75%. Why the 75% are lawyers in parliament?
yes,
Most of the lawyers, because their duty is to act the law, to enact the law
yes,
according to the need of the society.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
correct, sir.
Public
So,
opinion, particularly, they
sir, yeah,
represent the public opinion in the
yes,
parliament. It's the duty of the parliament members.
yes, that's true. Sir,
So,
shall we move on to next person, sir?
yeah,
Yeah, next person is Dr. Keshav Goyal. He's
okay.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Keshav Goyal
You know,
is
it's
LLM
fluent.
PhD from AMU. He might be your student, and we have invited him over here.
No,
And
he
he
did his
qualified.
PhD under my supervision.
अरे अच्छा हो गया, अच्छा हो गया. सो
Uh,
Yes, sir.
अगर
Yes, sir.
ये अगर अच्छी बात नहीं करते तो आप इनको, और एक एलएलडी के समय इनको आप डांट देना सर, अभी मत डांटना.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
He has been my student.
okay,
Yes.
he's ex-chief judicial
Thank you,
magistrate
sir.
of Jhansi, and
Okay.
presently he's additional district judge and special judge for MLAs and MPs. And he most of the time he's dealing with dacoit affected area. So I was
Oh, yeah,
telling
Firozabad. Now he's in
Yes, sir.
Firozabad, I think.
yeah, I was telling him
MLA.
that he might be hearing "Are oh Samba" many times. He might be hearing such kind of dialogue. "Are oh Samba," like कितने आदमी थे and all.
Goel, how are you?
It is not like Ghoda wali daketi nowadays.
Goel, how are you?
Yes, Keshav Goyal. Keshav Goyal.
Oh, Keshav Goel, yeah.
So,
Yes.
go ahead, Sab. So, let us listen from you, and I hope it will not be Are or Samba, but it will be, in a legal domain, and students will learn a lot from you. Sir, please. And only one thing is, students के guide आप है, आपके भी guide यहाँ पे, तो grand guide is also there and guide is also there in a legal domain. So,
Definitely.
upcoming luminaries are there. So, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Keshav ji, very good morning and welcome.
Hyder bhai, are you getting my voice?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
get-
I am getting. Please.
Ali Akhtar
Okay.
Saab, let him speak. I'm going to introduce everyone now. Just last
Okay,
में आप
okay.
revise कर देना sir.
Okay, okay.
I think
Uh,
please go ahead sir. Keshav Goyal sir,
Before,
please go ahead.
good morning, everybody. Before proceeding with the topic, I offer my special namaskar to my mentor, my guide, Professor Salim Akhtar sir. It was he who motivated me to pursue the LLM, then PhD. I qualified JRF only because of him. Then I joined the service because of his motivation. So yeah, that's why I'm feeling a little nervous in his presence. So topic is what are the various career opportunities in the law, in the profession of law. So let me remind you, the knowledge of law never goes waste. Even if you do not pursue a career in law, the knowledge of law is definitely going to help you. But since we are concerned with the career in law, so firstly, a person who has taken a degree in law is expected to become a lawyer. General perception of society is that he is a lawyer. So more specifically, an advocate. So if we talk of advocates or lawyers, broadly we classify them in two categories: litigation section and non-litigation section. So those who are in litigation, they appear before courts and tribunals. But nowadays, non-litigation areas are also booming, very highly booming sector. That is, for instance, drafting agreements and documents, LPOs, and arbitration. These are the areas for non-litigation lawyers and corporate law firms. And among lawyers, there is, I have seen in my last 15 years career as a judicial officer, I have seen that in the industry specific advocacy is also a new area. For instance, pharmaceutical industry, there are so many regulations, so many rules, regulations, government orders, control orders, price control orders. A general lawyer is not expected to know everything. So one has to choose an area of specialization and specifically stick to it. And there is not much competition in that also. Similarly, in cement industry, if we talk of cement industry, in cement industry, there are certain regulations which are meant to protect the environment, and hundreds of compliances are there issued by the ministries and other regulatory bodies. So my point is that if one is entering into the profession of advocacy, one should be very focused and specific. Besides that, there are companies also, public sector undertakings, banks, and PSUs, legal managers, legal executives, law managers are required there. But always remember one thing, my dear students, different set of skills are required. For everything, different set of skills are required. For instance, if you are an independent advocate or you are practicing under someone, you are supposed to not only, you are supposed to have a research orientation also. Not only that, you are supposed to have marketing approach also, because you are going to solicit clients also. If you are judge, you are not supposed to solicit clients. If you are a teacher, law teacher, you are not supposed to solicit clients. So introspection is a must. What set of skills I am having? What is my interest? So before pursuing any career, one should introspect, then only choose something. In banks and in PSUs, one is required to have some corporate bent of mind. Now, coming to judiciary, there are different levels of entry in judiciary. For trial court judges, public service commissions in various states are holding exams for having different names, different nomenclature in different states. For instance, in Rajasthan it is RJS, in UP it is PCSJ. Next level is direct HJS or higher judicial services. After 7 years of practice, one can enter into that. That is also an exam is conducted whenever vacancies are there. Besides that, directly one can get elevated to, that is another area that is a constitutional post and requires very high skills. But once you enter into judiciary, I mean on bench, you are on bench. There are certain constraints also. It looks glamorous. It looks it feels as if there is very pomp and show, but there are certain constraints also. For instance, there is a very limited social life. Very limited social life. You cannot go to markets. You cannot go to clubs. You cannot roam frequently in the market. I still remember my college days when I used to walk free bird. And pardon?
सही बिल्कुल सोशल लाइफ कट ऑफ हो जाती है,
कट ऑफ हो जाती है,
तभी आप नहीं मिलते हैं।
सर ऐसा कौन सा फील्ड है जहाँ पे सोशल लाइफ होती नहीं? ओके
सोशल लाइफ बड़ी जरूरी है। सोशल लाइफ जो है many times we feel deprived of that. That's why I am sharing this. apart from judiciary, there are other fields also. For instance, NGOs. Lawyers are nowadays required in NGOs also, and litigation-specific NGOs are also coming up. Not only they are. That is a recent concept. It has been in existence for a long time. I'm giving you an example of Public Union, People's Union of Civil Liberties, Association of Democratic Rights. There are NGOs working in environmental law also. So NGOs require activists and lawyers having specific knowledge of a particular field. So that is another area where a law students can pursue their career. Law teaching and research. My guide, Professor Kalinusar sir, he can highlight it better. And definitely my friend, my classmate, Hyder Ali. Besides that, now we come to nowadays judges in high courts and Supreme Court, they are also recruiting assistants and apprentices. The young students who are having a research aptitude, they can look for that, and it gives you a very vast experience in a very short period of time, because the different nature of cases they come across with. And in ministries also there are opportunities for drafting and amendments, drafting of laws, and so many other things. New emerging areas of law practice. Now I'm coming to that point. New emerging areas. Traditionally we were having only civil and criminal side. Now the classification has gone much ahead. Cyber law, environmental law, public international law is public. There are lawyers having specialization in public international law also. That was not a very common field. We heard the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav and so many patent cases. That is a new area which has not taken the proper shape as yet, but it is coming up. And software development. Now courts are requiring special softwares. Law firms are requiring softwares which are lawyer specific, suiting to their needs. So input of lawyers is required there also. Similarly, in publication houses, law journals cannot be published without the special knowledge of lawyers. So, like AIR, so there are vast areas of opportunities for students. But only thing is that students should first introspect that what kind of aptitude does he have, and this is all about the career opportunities. But another thing I want to add to the students, that law, every subject has a different language. Every subject has a different. If you are studying medicine, for example, medicine, you must be aware of the terminology like posterior, superior, superficial. Similarly, if you are pursuing commerce, you are supposed to have knowledge of debit, credit. Likewise, in law, terminology is different, language is different. You will come across with phrases like save as otherwise, or anything for any law for the time being in force, any other law for the time being in force. So my point is that before going to profession, you have ample time. So students should always try to improve their language, and language that too particularly according to their subject, according to their profession. Language is the most important tool of law. It is the words which give meaning to the law. So my dear friends, if you want to improve your language, not only law, You should be well aware of the literature. You should be a law professional is supposed to have a multidisciplinary approach. That's why I am saying mm, different try to see movies in English and in other languages. All languages are important, and I have seen in my career that the Urdu is very important. Urdu, every day I come across Urdu words, because this particular this shape of judiciary, it started budding in the Mughal era. That's why we have so many Urdu terms in, like Tahrir, Fard, Baramadgi. So Urdu is also very important. Everywhere it is. So my point is that learn as much as you can, and one should learn every day. Thank you so much. If you want to raise any questions, I'm ready for that. Hello. क्या हुआ? हेलो. हेलो. मेरे को नहीं आ रही आवाज. आपको नहीं आ रही? आपकी आवाज आ रही है? हैदर अली.
हेलो केशव.
डॉक्टर.
हाँ, आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ, मैं आ रही है आवाज. क्या I have finished my topic.
No, please continue as you wish.
I have already spoken whatever I wanted to speak.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So हाँ ठीक है. So sir, thank you Keshav, and as he has rightly pointed out, lot of opportunities in various domains: litigation, non-litigation, compliances, regulations, working in so many companies, and he has put up the pharmaceutical industry and so many other industries. So Keshav Goel sahab, thank you very much. And now the next speaker is Dr. V.L. Mony, and let me introduce him. He's one of the only few postdoctorate in law in India. Thus, he has done LLD after PhD in law from Behrampur University, Odisha. He has worked in India and abroad and have hold several top positions like dean, director, and alike, and in the legal and in academic field. Presently, he is professor and dean at Hindusthan School of Law, that is Hindustan Institute of Technology and Law, deemed to be university, Chennai, from 10th April 2019. And to be precise, we already have worked together for 2 years, more than 2 years, 3 years in University of Petroleum and Energy Studies in Dehradun. And he also has, he is as busy as other, the academicians taking webinars on so many domains and so many fields. From API, people are calling him from these, and he's in so many groups. Society, that society. So by now he's been aware with so many types of jobs that let us listen from him. Sir, over to you, Professor V.L. Mony, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Professor Ali Akhtar, sir. Then, the chief guest of the day. Then Ashish.
Welcome.
Urkude, sir.
Welcome, sir.
And all the participants, Hyder Ali, sir, and all the participants who are doing today. And it's a very nice to meet all of you. And from UP, I have worked in Dehradun as a part of UP only. And मैं तो कुछ हिंदी भी जानता है क्योंकि मैं तो जोधपुर में था Dehradun mein tha, Delhi mein tha. So इसलिए I am very comfortable with the group I am working now. I'm very glad to have a good interaction with all of you, senior, very well educated, very nice team of people. I mean, more close with all the persons who are really interested in such kind of discussions. And as far as I could see, I should start with the English period, because our law is inherited from, European people. In Europe and London, we could see two types of lawyers. One is mainly attorneys, and another lawyers. Lawyers going to court, and attorneys focusing on chamber largely. And that was a system that has been existing for a long time. And even in India, it was like that only. I should say cutoff period up to 91 and after 91. You know what is the reason? 91, our globalization came, or Professor Dr. Manohar Singh began the he was introducing the liberalization process. Then suddenly we had a change, a drastic change in the legal field also. That's my view. I think a lot of internationalization came, globalization came, multinational companies came, transnational company came to India. And we have more technology like 4G, 5G and all that coming out now, 6, 7, and the Gs are going up. And similarly, there are also other nations in the world. When we think internationally, we have to talk internationally. So there are very poor countries like Nigeria. I mean, even Ethiopia. I worked in Ethiopia also. So I'm very down to earth. I can realize the importance of the people also. So you have to work between human right and technology. That is the level now. So that brings a lot of avenues. Our topic is mainly avenues that is happening. And as we have already talked, we are having a lot of areas for practice like family courts, normal courts, high court, Supreme Court. Our honorable judges are there who are also working in the judiciary. That was the field, main field. Now what happened is it got extended, as our previous speakers were telling. Specialization became very important. Specialization in what field, I should say, is after 1995, I should say, the intellectual property came, TRIPS agreement came. Now IP lawyers are a very important area. Trademark attorney, patent attorney. They've got now a kind of advantage. The institutions have started now BTech LLBs academically to give new type of lawyers who can cater to the technology and law, who can be patent advisors like that. So that also bring a lot of changes like intellectual property. Cyber law also bringing a lot of new mixing of technology and law together. Then we are having a lot of NGOs working for the human rights also. Because as we know, the water trade in India, we know the level, how it has come now. From if we want water in the previous day, we could get free of cost. Now we have to buy bottles. That is the level now we have grown. And that has become a business, and that a lot of human element is also involved, the exploitation of human beings. This Coca-Cola platinum cylinder in which water is being traded. Like that, NGOs came. NGOs also legal work is there for them. There are another teaching. We have more have to come into the field of teaching, because teaching and research, publication of books, articles, research work, this is very important, because now that gives international punch also. What the a person having practical courses in the practice, because I know Professor V.S. Mony, who was the JNU professor who has represented the state of Nauru for the phosphate case, and he found that there was a violation of exploitation of resources, and European Union should compensate this poor country, Nauru. So such a kind of activities are also possible for international lawyers, and many of our Indian professors are going abroad for as legal advisors in other nations, in other countries. Opportunities in other nations are also arising, because our this thing now is Vasudeva Kudumbakam, everywhere internationalization of things have happened. So that happens. I should mention about two persons. One is Professor Madhav Menon, and I was going to Ethiopia, Hawassa University with a task entrusted with UNDP project, which was asking for the preparation of a syllabus for trade law and environmental law. Then I met Professor Menon, He's also in Trivandrum. I'm also from Trivandrum, and he was very kind of mentor for me because he was a great inspiration. And Professor Menonji, I was asking, I'm going to Ethiopia. He was telling, okay, you go and come back. Don't be there long time because your career is in India. You have to come back and you have to do something in India only. Then I was asking, I'm asked to prepare this curriculum. Then I was telling what I should do because I am sent to Ethiopia. And my area is environmental law where I have to prepare, I mean, business law and environment law where I have to prepare syllabus for LLM students. So what happened is, he was advising, you think the position in Ethiopia, their natural resources, what is there, what they are having, all these things you have to assess, not from the Indian point of view. You have to mix a little Ethiopian concept also. Then only your work will be effective. That was a suggestion by Professor Menon. So that is how the law is developing. I should say, in regard to trade law, business law, export-import law, immigration, international claims, all these are increasing. Even now there are, I mean, Italian ship came to Kerala border, they shoot some fishermen. The cases now in world court only. I mean, international tribunals for sea and all that. Now, a lot of internationalization is happening now, which we were studying only in books earlier. Now we are having the real practice. So research, educational developments, patent attorney, even you can be a politician, as one of our previous professor was telling. No, there are almost 80 to 90% of our MPs are persons having law degree. Then social workers. Then corporate law is, that's another important area. Corporate law means the technology changes, the procedures changes, practices changes. From the concept of corporate personality, even now one man can incorporate a company. One person can be a director. So a distinct entity there, even for a one man and a one man company. So when concepts change, there's a lot of scope for even corporate law. Filing system changes, from physical changing to online changing happens. A lot of new technology and a lot of manipulation, like in Satyam scams coming, technology challenge. So I should say there's a race between law and technology. Technology leaps, law is little behind. Law jumps, technology also jumps little forward. So to catch up with the race, all these things now, the lawyers are to be very brilliant. And thanks to the national law school systems and other with good universities, central universities like Aligarh Muslim University, JNU, and all such big universities, which is giving a lot of punch for the new method of education. And we are also having that South Asian University coming now, as how internationalization is coming. South Asian University has come. So like that, our opportunity is not, you should think to the sky. Now there's another area that is coming, air and sky. I mean, aviation, maritime law, blue economy is coming. It's a new area where 2/3 of the total area in the land, I mean, the world is water. Now the trade is growing into sea, high sea, exploitation, transportation, logistics. So many things are developing even in management as well in law. So naturally, opportunities are bound to increase even in the blue economy or in the sea and between nations. So that is the level of development that is happening all over the country. And I should suggest that the new young academicians should focus more on new area and should have more comprehensive idea of the laws of the different fields, challenging fields where new things are getting turned up. And I think there is a plenty of scope. As has been asked to define what is law by one of the judges in Kerala, was very, person who talks very, logically and practically. He told, as you know, as we all talk, as we discuss, law is nothing but law, because you cannot explain. It extends to a large area where from birth to death, every point you can connect to law. Every point there's an opportunity. When there is a connection, you can develop an opportunity. That is the thing. It is left to the lawyers. It is left to the legal fraternity. It is left to the legal academics to find new and more options. That is coming a long way. And I think with this, I conclude my talk on the what is possible for the legal avenues in India, and I think much ahead is there. Much ahead is there because the new methods are coming. And now the in pandemic situation like this, we are going for the new techniques, new methods. We are not seeing working at home, and we are also doing. But this position has to change, and a lot of technology is required, and a lot of things are required because we are getting more connected to the different areas, new areas, technology areas, developing area, internationalization, new politics. I think sky is the scope for the legal professions. Going and in addition, this is in addition to the opportunities that you are getting in banks, insurance companies, corporates, police stations, and all the normal practices, which is also very much arising. I mean, in Supreme Court, High Court, with the due respect and I mean, regard to all the legal professionals in civil courts, lower judiciary, higher judiciary, and Supreme Court, new and new avenues are also coming, which we should explore further. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much. Now,
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
Thank you.
he has covered almost so many things comprehensively, and one of his star sentence was "much ahead is coming." I mean, the law is also evolving, technology is evolving, and with the advent of COVID 2019, a lot of things are getting intermingled, interchange, and disruptive. So we'll have to prepare for the next generation as well. Sir, there are four questions from the I was going to say kids, but let me tell there are five, six questions are there. First question is to Dr. Mony. Is it possible that law is ready before the technology is launched? This question goes to Dr. Mony because latestly he has spoken. 5G or 6G technology is coming, but before launching, can the law be developed for that?
Sir, it is a question of judicial process because now we cannot have a law in advance. Law is enacted, it has been discussed, passed in parliament or in assembly or some other forum. So what happens is we make law only on the basis of existing situation. We make a law, then technology jump. Actually, technology will be in forefront. So what we can be done is the judicial officers, no, these judges, they will foresee, they will give extension, I mean, wide interpretation for the existing law, and they can, I mean, bridge the gap in the law, bring new law. I mean, judge-made law is possible for such contingencies.
So, sir, one more question is coming. It is from Sunny Panwar. This is to Goyal Sahab ko hai ye. What are the skills required besides legal knowledge and legal skills to work in journalism? केशव सर, गोयल साहब, आपको सवाल है ये. मिस्टर सनी पनवार ने पूछा है. केशव गोयल साहब. गोयल साहब, केशव गोयल. डॉक्टर गोयल, आपको सवाल है ये. अच्छा. May I request any of the panel member to answer this question, sir? Sir, Director ALC, sir, please go ahead, sir.
Regarding the journalism.
Yeah, journalism.
Today, you found that every national paper, newspaper, there is a column, legal column.
Okay.
So those who are appointed as a legal officer in national dailies, their work is to interpret the law and interpret the judgments in the interest of the public. So sometimes the journalism has also played a negative role to interpret the judgments.
Okay.
But we have a right to criticize and we have a right to appreciate the judgments, but in the interest of the public at large, not against the interest of the public. For example, in case of the Narvatis case, the Justice Aftab Alam has decided the case in the interest of the public.
Okay.
Large public, poor public. They protect the interest of the poor public because the poor public has not taken the medicine for 1,500, one capsule of 1,500 rupees. And on the other hand, the Cipla has the same capsule on 100 rupees. So the Justice Aftab Alam has protect the interest of the public at large.
Great, sir.
So it is a duty of the journalist to present the case in the interest of the public, not against the interest of the public. For example, the Nevia case. In Nevia case, the judges are very much the judges are interested to decide the case, but the media trial, same in case of the Sushant Singh case, the media trial. But in Ayab's Antule case, the Supreme Court said that these judges are influenced by a media trial. Some of the judges are influenced. But my question is, why the judges are influenced by the media trial? This is not the judge's duty is to interpret the law. But
Yes, sir.
A.R. Antule case is very much is important case.
Sir, one more
So
question to it is,
journalism
sir,
is one of the
yeah,
important.
one more question asked to you is after LLM, it is a Ketan Singh who's asking after LLM, what are the job opportunities? After LLM, what are the job opportunities?
Now, these days, the LLM is one of the, particularly for teaching profession. In teaching profession, LLM is the minimum requirement for a teacher. LLM plus net, number one. Number two, the LLM students, he has a capacity to interpret, to prepare the draft. So drafting is one of the another area. Number third is international perspectives. So you can prepare the draft for international forms, legal forms. LLM students are very much, particularly LLM and PhD students are working on the drafting in legal forms. One of my students has earned his money more than 2 lakhs per month for only for drafting the legal documents for legal forms. So LLM students, no doubt, he has a capacity to draft the plaint, he has capacity to draft the affidavits, he has a capacity to draft the other proposals. So the LLM and PhD students have earned a lot of money for in drafting.
Yeah. Sir, a question to Mony sir is there. How can, Mony sir, are you online?
Yes,
Dr.
yes, I am online.
Dr. Mony, Miss Kajal is asking how one can prepare for as a researcher or assistant to the judge. That is asked by Kajal.
Oh yeah, there is a problem.
Yes, as sir was already telling, the judiciary is always supporting the growth of research, and every Supreme Court judges take intents. So there is provision for taking intents with the Supreme Court and High Court judges. And what is required is they have to apply to the concerned court offices, and they will sort out, and they will be issuing continuous internships every year. So the best method is to approach the concerned office, because now the judges are also taking intents as a part of their academic career.
Sir, one more.
And they are also supporting the.
One more question has
students.
come. Advocate Nagendra Chauhan is asking, please guide us about legal writing and like of a pleading drafting. Pleading drafting. He's especially interested in pleading drafting.
Yeah, pleading drafting is basically a matter of practice. What is it has to be evolved by knowledge in the procedures of law. If you are to plead, you should have the connection with the ingredients of the section, and how you catch up with the examination, chief examination, cross examination, and all that. So what is required is the entire procedural law should be known to the drafter. The drafter should be very careful to see that the acts are connected, and also they should have a real knowledge on the practicality of the procedures being done. Once that is done, he can apply the logic and bring in such a way which is favorable to his clients. And he has to develop the practice of pleadings by having experience with the other experienced lawyers office. It can come only through experience. We cannot have a shortcut method of just having a track.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
It is the experience and knowledge that can occur over a period by
Yeah.
continuously running into it.
So
Yes,
I'm asking students, and they are saying comprehensively a lot of things have been covered. If anybody among you would like to add something, please go ahead, sir. Sir, Director Saab,
May I add few things?
please, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Professor Modi has rightly pointed out, but the late Professor Madhav Menon, he was the teacher in Aligarh Muslim University.
Okay.
So the Professor Madhav Menon and Professor Rahman Ali Khan has started the advocacy program, and that advocacy program became a legal, particularly the practical training program.
Okay.
In 1984, for the first meeting for 5 years course, the Madhav Menon has presented a paper on this clinical education,
Oh, great.
clinical legal education. He has prepared the draft and presented before the committee. There are the 4 papers, clinical papers. One of them is pleading and drafting and convincing paper, in which papers the student should know how to prepare the draft of complaint and the FIR and these other things and the writing of the statements. So these are the practical papers, clinical papers in which the teacher has prepared or the student has prepared the diary to
Okay.
make particularly the sale deeds and the rent deed and the other deeds. So these are
Yes.
practical papers, and which particularly Madhav Menon was teaching this paper in AMU. So these are the baby of the Professor Madhav Menon. These 4 papers.
Okay. Sir, Hyder Ali, sir, before I thank
Yes.
everyone, including you, would you like to add something, sir?
Oh, sir, I am just to pay the vote of thanks, sir,
No,
to
no, no,
all
no.
the speakers
अभी
friends.
अभी वोट ऑफ थैंक्स नहीं हम लोग नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. आप पहले थोड़ा सा कुछ गाइड कीजिए थोड़ा. केशव गोयल जी थोड़ा आप भी बताइए बच्चों को कुछ और फिर वोट ऑफ थैंक्स करेंगे सर.
Okay, okay. So, sir, in this regard, our mentor of Professor Salim sir and Mony sir and Keshav Goyal, all are very experienced person regarding in the law field. So, our suggestion is all the graduates from doing the law students, if he wants to go or to join the judiciary, please continue the study and study the case laws.
Okay.
And if you're interested in teaching, we are completing our LLM and NET, and you continue and to join the law colleges and teaching.
ओके सर. केशव गोयल साहब एनीथिंग. आपका माइक्रोफोन बंद है. केशव गोयल साहब माइक्रोफोन बंद है आपका. जस्ट स्विच ऑन सर. केशव गोयल सर, we would like to listen to you one final time, and then Ali Akhtar sir is going to. सर आवाज नहीं है केशव गोयल साहब. माइक्रोफोन बेटा माइक्रोफोन ऑन करना केशव गोयल का.
आ गई आवाज आ रही है अब?
यस अभी आवाज है सर. प्लीज गो अहेड सर.
केशव हाँ.
जो भी स्टूडेंट्स पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं, मैं उनको ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि अगर वो जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो दे कैन रिमेन इन टच विद मी, दे कैन कॉन्टेक्ट मी. माय फ्रेंड हैदर अली इज देयर, ही इज वेरी ओल्ड फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन. उनके थ्रू मेरे टच में रह सकते हैं. और कुछ टिप्स मैं देना चाहता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को कि लॉ जो है एक मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच होना चाहिए लॉ पढ़ने के लिए. लॉ ऐसा नहीं कोई वैक्यूम में ऑपरेट नहीं करता. लॉ जो है कभी आपको कॉमर्शियल नेचर के केसेस देखने होंगे या कॉमर्शियल नेचर, कभी आपको जो है कोई बायोलॉजिकल साइंसेस से रिलेटेड कोई मैटर आएगा, कभी सिंपल सिविल प्रॉपर्टी डिस्प्यूट आएगा, कहीं कोई जो है हो सकता है
Great, sir. Great. सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर।
ग्राउंड में कोई ऐसा कुछ चीज तो यू हैव टू हैव अ नॉलेज ऑफ डिफरेंट। हेलो,
होल्ड ऑन केशव गोयल साहब, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा, फिर थोड़ा सा, वी डोंट माइंड सर, ऐसे होते रहता है।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, ठीक है,
जस्ट 1-2 मिनट का ऐसा होता है कभी कभी सर। तो आपका वो स्टार सेंटेंस है सर, लॉ नेवर गेट्स ऑपरेटेड इन वैक्यूम, बहुत अच्छा बोला मैंने। वो क्या हो गया? नो वरीज सर, नो वरीज सर। एक काम कीजिए, you just send it us to us whatever you want to write, we will share with the students. Sir, Ali Akhtar sir, Hyder Ali sir, please go ahead with your vote of thanks.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Okay, so sir, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Hyder Ali, Associate Professor, Department of Institute of Legal Studies and Research in Mangalayatan University. I'm lucky to have the great opportunity to give a vote of thanks on this special day from our organizing members. I, on behalf of Mangalayatan University, entire supporting team, even a special guest here together on Google platform, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote thanks to all speakers for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Professor Dr. Salim Akhtar sir, Professor Dr. V.L. Mony sir, Dr. Keshav Goyal, his explanation in this international webinar topic of career opportunities in legal professions. I want to thank to our respected chairman, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Honorable Registrar sir, for giving opportunity to organizing this international webinar for
Sir,
by our
yeah,
Institute of Legal Studies and
great.
Research.
Sir, so
I would like to thank.
Please go ahead, sir.
I would like to thanks to all our organizing team members, faculty members, and all supporting technical and non-technical staff members. I may like to express our thanks to Mr. Rohit Shakya, sir, for giving an excellent coverage to whole webinar duration. Finally, I would like to thank our again for making this event a successful. Thank you, sir. And thank you.
So, sir, yeah. So let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Salim Akhtar, Dr. Keshav Goyal, and Dr. V.L. Mony, and we will not forget even Dr. Ali Akhtar is also there, to whom I should thank, and whole IT team over here. And I believe that next time also, if we are going to conduct some seminar, webinar, or our students require some guidance, we are going to, like our family member, we are going to call you, come here, we require guidance, and we are going to call you if you don't mind. Is it okay, sir? Should we take it granted कि next time we want you people here, you will be here? और अगर COVID-19 खत्म हो जाता है तो we may physically we can have a meeting over here and have रसगुल्ला चाट भी कर सकते हैं.
Thank you.
So thank you all of you, and if you have any last words, you are welcome. Just thank you from us. God bless you.
Thank
all.
you. Thank you all. Thank you, Mony sir.
I got the second in Chennai. Thank you.
So thank you. Let us leave the meeting and thank God that this program went well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Keshav ji.
थैंक
रोहित जी, हेलो.
हैदर सर आप मेरा चाहे जो भी स्टूडेंट्स अगर सीरियसली इंटरेस्टेड हूँ तो उनको आप चाहें तो मेरे से कांटेक्ट करा सकते हैं। और अभी
बिल्कुल
आजकल
बिल्कुल, खुशी में या
कोविड
से होगा तो मैं
कोविड के
आपका
कारण
कॉन्टैक्ट.
अभी क्या है, कोरोना के कारण कोर्स बड़ा पार्टली फंक्शनल है, प्रॉपरली फंक्शन नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो मेरे पास टाइम भी बहुत है, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ठीक है,
ओके सर, थैंक यू. जो भी हो,
ओके।
नाइस, थैंक यू. रोहित जी, अरे रोहित जी कहाँ है? रोहित जी कहाँ है सर?
हो गया पूरा।
चल ही नहीं रहा यार वो।
हेलो केतन, हेलो केतन, हेलो, हेलो विजय। हाँ आवाज आ रही है। और भाई कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना है? नहीं नहीं नहीं।